Hello, welcome to Tobisonics. Please like, subscribe, follow, you know the drill. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of February 2021, and it has been raining its backside off here. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at how I use the Fabfilter Saturn 2 to create vocal effects in the production for my new single, Eye of the Storm. From subtle clean and warm tape or tube saturation to the wildest multiband guitar amp effects. That is how Fabfilter describes the Saturn 2 on their website. They go on to say that Saturn 2 provides warmth, harmonics, color, and dynamics. It offers a range of different high-quality distortion modes inspired by vintage sounds of tubes, tape, transformers, and guitar amps. In addition, you get 5 creative effects distortion styles to mangle your sounds in weird and unexpected ways. With its multiband design and per-band feedback, dynamics, drive, tone, and modulation options, Saturn 2 will bring a unique flavor to your music.
Running man, 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 running man.
First off, we're going to start with a simple saturation effect. We've got the Fabfilter Saturn in bypass, and you can hear we've already got a little bit of bite to it. It's already nicely lo-fied. Alright then, let's take the Fabfilter Saturn 2 out of bypass. Couple of things to note. We're using a single band, we've got it on linear phase, and we're using the Foldback distortion, which is kind of an aggressive, kind of clipping, kind of digital type of distortion.
Running man, 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 running man.
Straight away you can hear that although we already had a pretty decent lo-fi distortion going on, this has got much more bite to it. It's got a little bit of extra kind of grain and texture. It's also served to compress it a little bit more. It's tighter. You can hear that delay going on further and further into the background.
The sun is Sam. The sun is Sam. The sun is Sam. The sun is Sam. The sun is Sam.
Next up, we've got 2 versions of the Fabfilter Saturn on the go. One on the main track and one on an auxiliary track that's adding a little bit of extra kind of texture and bite to that initial track. Both the Fabfilter Saturns are in bypass, and you can hear that we're already using Little Altar Boy to kind of pitch the thing up and give it that kind of chipmunked sound. Alright then, let's take the 2 Fabfilter Saturns out of bypass. Couple of things to look at. They're both set up exactly the same way, single band, linear phase, breakdown distortion. And the breakdown is a combination of an aggressive distortion with a pitch drop. I really like what this does to the track. Let's have a listen.
The sun is Sam. The sun is Sam. The sun is Sam. The sun is Sam.
I love this effect. I love what it's doing to it. It's so deep and heavy and grungy and cinematic. It's a really tasty effect. There's some great texture in that.
Future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight. The future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight.
Moving on to the chorus lyric, and you can hear once again we've got 2 tracks working, and this time they're both serving as kind of a main vocal line. We've got one pan slightly right, the other one pan slightly left, and already a little bit like what we've had before. There's already a little bit of lo-fi vibe going on in there. Alright then, let's take these Fabfilter Saturns out of bypass, have a quick look at 1 or 2 things. Once again, we're in linear phase mode. This time we've got ourselves 3 different bands going. In the low band, we've got a new type of distortion for us, rectify. This is kind of like a crunchy kind of distortion that also includes a little bit of DC offset removal. And then we've got foldback, which we've seen before, and breakdown up at the top.
Future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight. The future's bright, that's the neon lights. Demolition Man, put your dreams on ice. Said it's going down if they're seen on sight. Countdown started and we leave tonight.
So straight off, you can hear that the Fabfilter Saturn is compressing the vocal line in a little bit. It's kind of tightening it up. We're definitely getting some more bite, some more texture, some more grind to it, some more kind of crunch in there. There's a couple of different things going on. It's also giving it a little bit more top and helping it to stick out in the production.
Sympathetic to his symptoms, introspective with his wisdom, but they never seem to listen, intercepted by the system. Count the seconds as they tick in, terror setting in, they stricken, powers taken, ain't given, we ain't playing, that's the difference.
Finally, let's have a listen to the vocal effect in the pre-chorus. All right then, let's take the Fabfilter Saturn 2 out of bypass. Couple of things to note. First up, we're not using the linear phase. Secondly, we've got ourselves 4 bands of multiband. Let's go through the different types of distortion. Right here in the low band, subtle tape does exactly what you think it does. It's just giving me a little bit of texture. Next up, we've got breakdown. We've seen that one before. Now I've got a new one for a smudge. Easiest way to describe this? Well, it kind of smudges things. It sort of smudges and stretches stuff, kind of glitches it a bit. Best thing you can do with that, have a play with it yourself. You'll figure out what it does. And then another new one for us, destroy. And this is kind of like a bit crusher, kind of sample, like down sampler effect. And in addition to all of that, you can see here, we do have some automation going on as well.
Sympathetic to his symptoms, introspective with his wisdom, but they never seem to listen, intercepted by the system. Count the seconds as they tick in, terror setting in, they stricken, powers taken, ain't given, we ain't playing, that's the difference.
Straight up, you can see that I'm alternating between the breakdown and the destroy bands so that you can see the automation taking place. And you can hear what it's doing to it. It's slowly kind of breaking the track down and dropping that pitch and bringing up the kind of distortion and bit crushing effect as the thing kind of decomposes and almost feels like it's slowing down and kind of crumbling and crunching and kind of collapsing in on itself like some kind of white star, like kind of some kind of dwarf star that's collapsing in and going to supernova. The combination of Fabfilter's trademark functionality and fidelity, and then the different interfacing options and routing options and customization options that they offer you, with these different flavors of creative distortions, when thrown together with the multiband and automation, gives you a really expansive palette of flavors and textures and variation that you can bring to vocal effects, instrumentation, percussion, drums, the production as a whole, you name it. If you enjoyed this week's episode, please like, subscribe, follow, you know the drill, and if you really want to go nuts, hit that little notification bell. It's wild. Eye of the Storm is out right now on all platforms. Please, please, please have a listen to it. Have a listen to those vocal effects in context. If you have any question about how they're working or anything else to do with the production, please feel free to ask me in the comments below or contact me via social media at Tobisonics. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, VK, Reddit, you name it, I'm there. Thank you all for watching, and until next Tuesday, good night and good noise. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Future's bright, that's the neon